I want to dedicate this video to a concept or idea that has been in the back of my mind for a long time, and it's like a consequence to the economic changes and technological changes that are taking place all around us. And I'm going to call this video reinventing work, jobs, and money. Okay, so let's imagine that in the near future, I think this is the very probable event, but if you don't believe it, then just take it as a hypothetical case that this might happen. Okay, let's imagine we are going to be in a society that's is a zero marginal cost society. That means that almost everything that you can imagine, from food, fuel, any services that you can put your finger on, it's manufactured and produced by automated systems, artificial intelligence systems, and what else? Very little labor at very low cost, like almost zero. And we have developed technologies that absorb tremendous amount of the solar power, and everything has become electrified, like electric cars, electric buses, whatever you can imagine. Okay, and except for some very heavy duty trucks or farming equipment that have to burn gasoline, everything else is gone electric. Okay, so and there is almost no demand, almost zero demand for human labor. Okay, this could be a nightmare for some people, but is not. And in fact, we are going into this mode of production and this mode of living. Okay, so what happens in a society where a given individual can get almost anything they want? They can get transportation, they can get food, they can get entertainment, they can get computer service, the internet, for almost nothing. I mean, this has happened to some people. For example, people who live in nursing homes or shelters, or they pretty much get most of these services in one form or another because of charity from churches or government or whatever. Okay, even though the services are now very desirable, but you get my point of view. I mean, this can happen to the whole society. Okay, so what would be the consequences and how to reinvent work and jobs, because we are all human, and this is like the most communist way of living, or human nature just rebels against this. It's like just being totally dependent on somebody else, and on an institution or a machine or whatever, and just it's totally contrary to what the human spirit and human consciousness, the way we are built to survive and live, is just there will be nothing but rebellion after a certain point in technological development. Just the humanity is either we're gonna end up become cultists, or we're gonna be rebels and run away, or so. Isn't it important to give some thoughts to how to reinvent work and money and perks that people would value how to keep some amount of capitalism going on, uh, even after the crash and after all these changes, so that the individuals would have incentive to get up in the morning and go to work, because they're getting extra credit or extra money that they can blow away at anything, at drugs or prostitutes, or buy a really fancy car, you know, the, because we as humans, this is how we are geared to success, a lot of numbers in our bank account. Okay, we need to reinvent work and jobs and have these things around, not because they are necessary or valuable for modes of production to manufacture stuff, but because the way we are, the way we were built and evolved. Okay, so by trying to reinvent work, let us look at the work that we are capable of doing as individuals, regardless of our level of education or whatever, and the work that very much neglected, and there is a lot of it too, and the basically this work will be something that the society sanctions. Society makes the political decision that this is work and this is valuable. It's not a capitalist system or an individual investor or that says this is work and this is very useful or valuable, because it will not be to him. Okay, this is work because collectively we sat around and said this is work. Okay, if you attend rehab for alcoholics, you have done such great work and you need to get all this credit. See what I mean? And let us go back in the history of work and see what the people desire most, and they would think that this is very valuable. In the history of car making in Detroit, the only time the labor movement really achieved good wages, and the fact is they still could make cars and make money, was when they made the collective decision that the rate of payment for labor is such and such. It's not like $8 an hour, it's $30 an hour. So the worker, due to this political decision, due to this labor movement, union or whatever, could make more money, and the system would still keep going on. So the concept of money is a construct of society. Is not has nothing, not much to do with capitalist system, because that system is dying anyhow. It's going to be replaced by machines and automated systems, and everything is dropping to almost zero cost. So if we wanted to reinvent money, we would reinvent the money as a construct of society, as a depth of government, as a agreement between ourselves that this is money. Okay, so imagine that there is like a country that only got 1,000 people as population. Okay, and all the food and fuel and all the electronic products and gizmos that we buy are pretty much very cheap. You could get something. If you didn't get the best, you would get something. So basically the basic needs are taken care of. So this society, when it wants to reinvent money and value, how would it reinvent that money and value? Okay, well, I could think of one or two that come right into the mind, and they're if prostitution, drugs, entertainment, taking care of kids, taking care of property, police services, the judges. These will be immediate value. That no matter what happens, the society is going to find some means, some medium of exchange to pay for these people, because they are directly in relationship with everybody else. For example, a judge or the DMV in that hypothetical society is in contact with every single member. So there is a medium of exchange that's needed to facilitate these transactions, because this is a service to other humans. So this money has to be defined in this manner in relationship to the individuals that are in that society. It doesn't matter if it's gold or silver or Bitcoin or dollars or it doesn't matter, because it will become defined in these relationships. Okay, and in fact, these relationships are the most valuable things in society. So sit down and think that what you value, what experiences that you sit and constantly go back to there. I mean, in my case, when I picked up that pretty blonde in Laguna Beach and we made out, this is the most valuable experience, and I go back there all the time. So, there's nothing wrong with putting financial value on it too, because it is value that already exists. It's not something that financial institution created that value, or the value for gasoline or food that might drop to zero. It's the intrinsic value that is in your mind, in your thinking, okay, or in my thinking, because I'm just like you, okay, you get it? So when we reinvent money and make it a construct that's between us, and we are the one in charge of it, then that implies a collective political decision that what this money is and how it's going to be dispersed within like this 1,000 people. All right, so the only place that we are going collectively or as individual is these relationships between humans, and only what a human being can provide for another human being, without the need for machineries and who knows, maybe in the future we'll have robots that can teach children, but it will not be something that everybody wants. I mean, they might use it for some extent, but you need that human, because kids have to grow up to bond with the normal human being and see how it is to be. And so what I'm saying is that let's look at the work that will remain valuable regardless of whatever technological developments is in the horizon. The work that you just cannot toss away. You have to hire somebody to do this work. Okay. So what are the works? Okay, taking care of kids, making specialty foods, entertainment, whatever that entertainment might entail. Okay. Security, police, firefighters. Okay. So if this is a long list, okay, remember this list has an attribute that only a human being can provide this. You cannot go get a machine to do it. If you did, it will not be right and wouldn't feel right to the people who are receiving the service. So there will be rebellion, and you have to go back again and hire these people. So the one attribute of work that you cannot get away from putting value on it, that's defined by society, is that it has to involve humans, and it is for service to other humans. Okay, the rest of the society, the industrial processes and huge corporations that make tremendous things and do all this crap, invest in Mars or whatever, they can go on. But if you are talking about money and work, you must have these attributes, because when you get up in the morning, you want to spend that money that you already defined it, and then you're gonna go and get that service or this thing that comes from these people. So there is no way out of it. Okay, and this is the way we need to define money. It cannot be anything but something that's a debt of government to this society, and it has to be defined and redefined as the needs arise by these individuals. Basically what I'm saying is the way money is defined is a theoretical construct of society, and the society in one form or another will ultimately decide how this money is spent and what's the valuation of this money. But the most economists and people who study stock markets, they'll say that no matter what happens and what financial engineering anybody uses, at some point the markets are gonna do their thing, and their valuation, or the invisible hand is gonna revalue everything according to the market value, what an individual will pay for it, no matter what happens. So just because all the things that as human beings we value more than anything else is based on these relationships. Okay, so we need to ultimately go back here, because this is where all the value is that we in our heads think about and crave for and want. You follow what I'm saying? And a market or society that has gone away from these relationships and has done other things, like what we have right now is a market that's extremely manipulated and fictionalized, and there is all this money, but there is no economic processes and relationships that individuals engage in that makes those monies meaningful and valuable. What do you think is going to happen to them? Though all that fictional money is going to collapse. Okay, at some point it has to come down and become part of these relationships. So and also the good thing about constructing money in this manner, and also becoming conscious politically how we define it and how we distribute it, and how we let this capitalist system or market to survive in one form or another, is that it does not become like a cancerous growth. It's natural and is meaningful. It's in relationship to us as human beings. And the ultimate kick is that we are the owners. The humans are the ultimate owners of all modes of productions and all machineries, automated or artificial intelligence, or whatever that you can imagine. And if these modes of productions, or these capitalists, or these individuals, or this government, they get away from our ultimate desires, okay, they might do it for a little bit, but they're gonna crash, because it's like it's a very beautiful car, but has a weak engine, and the engine just won't carry it. The engine is the most important thing on a car. because it provides the power and the motivation and what it's gonna do. So in studying the markets and the money and the currencies, it ultimately you are to go back and for every given country look in what these individuals in that society they want and they value and they think this is currency. You follow what I'm saying? Or in my case, the pretty blonde is the currency. All right, man. We'll talk later.